Hey, we're continuing our coverage and footage of the Jet City Comic Show. Sitting next to me is Joshua Ortega.
What's up there, guys?
How are you, sir?
Good, man. Thanks for having me on.
Josh, you are known for many things.
All right, I like that.
Some of which includes Gears of War, the comic, as well as the video game.
Right.
Let's talk about some of the differences of writing for comic versus video game.
Oh, wow. Good question. Boy, video games have such a dynamic component where you have to change on the fly so much. You know, relatively, like, let's look at the credits of, say, a comic book. Writer, artist, colorist, letterer, editor. Pretty much, right?
Sure.
Now, with video game, look at the credits. You know, when you end the game and it keeps going and going, a lot of people are involved.
Absolutely.
And so it's just a different dynamic. You just have to be a more dynamic writer. You have to be able to, it's kind of like being an athlete as much as a writer.
Okay. And how did you get involved? Like, how did you end up going like, oh my God, I'm the Gears dude? Because really, you're like the Gears dude now. Like, if there was a dude, it's you. No matter what anyone else says.
Thank you.
They're going to try to take credit. I'm not going to let them. It's you.
Thank you. You're sweet. Cliff, though, Cliff Pazinski is the Gears dude. He's created it, and he's one of my best friends in the video game industry. So I gotta
Sorry, Cliff.
I know. But thank you. From a writing perspective, I'm definitely one of the main writers associated with it. It was one of those things where I just loved what they were doing. A nice opportunity, and Cliff was the right person to work with because he's one of those kid geniuses, man. He started coding when he was 17, creating games. Can you imagine he started at Epic like when he was in his teens. I mean, really? Right? It's like Francis Manipool over there, guest to the con. Francis is one of those kid geniuses too. These guys are amazing. I didn't even write my first novel until I was 25.
Which was Frequencies, right?
Yeah, and it wasn't until I was 25.
Truth or Wikipedia.
I like it. This is fun, this theme. You know I'm going to wiki you in a minute right now. Right?
I'm not on there, which is great.
Okay, what's yours?
Look,
okay, I'm your match. No,
it's got a picture.
I'm going to wiki
everything.
you right now. You realize that, right? Hey, by the way, I like the color.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nice.
It's
That's a good color. It's a good color on you.
We'll go with it. Soft and gentle.
I like it, though. It's good.
So what got you started into comics? How do you go like, you know what I'm going to do today?
I loved them since I was a kid. Silver Surfer, first big memory. It's kind of like Star Wars, was my first movie. Silver Surfer, Stan Lee, they did the reprints, Fantasy Masterpiece reprints. Back in the late 70s, my dad hit me to it. And just loved them. Just amazed that these guys draw this stuff. Yeah. I just commissioned Dan Panosian for one, Tim Vigil last year. These guys are amazing. I mean, how do they do it? I'm just a writer. I mean, writing's easy.
But they're saying the same thing about you, though.
You know what? Artists are cool like that. You're right. But no other writers say that. Anyways, enough said. In the words of a famous Lee. So, hey, I got him to laugh, everybody.
It's all good. So your earliest comic memory would be what? Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
Like that's your
Silver Surfer, George Perez's run on Avengers. Loved that. I always remember the cover where Wasp and Yellow Jacket are like, it was a great perspective, like when if you were one of the little ants or something coming up, and they're like bound, and like I think it was the second Ant-Man has to come in and rescue him. I mean, It was awesome. And George Perez, around Inferno, when that villain Inferno, the Falcon was part of the Avengers, around that era.
Yep.
And Miss Marvel in the cool costume. My daughters like that costume. It's true.
Excellent.
I hope I'm a fun interview for you.
You're great. It's fine. It's fine. What's coming up next? We know there's the whole Gears property and the Gears world.
3, April next year. April 2011. It's good it's not April 2012 because it could be dangerous that year, right? No, I'm just saying. So we're getting out in 2011.
Although maybe you'll have a game in 2012 as well. Maybe there's something we don't even know.
I found that happens at times. You know, you just never know, right? But yeah, that's going to be the big one. Movie stuff is still going. I mean, there is a Gears movie in, what is the Hollywood word? Development, right?
Sure.
So, you know, development. So we'll see what happens. But it's going to be awesome when it happens because Gears is human characters. And I think that's one of the key pieces of the Gears aesthetic is it's male, female, like we have the females now. As Jim Lee brilliantly designed first female gear, issue number 9.
Oh, absolutely.
Shout out. And it was an honor to work with Jim Lee, by the way.
I would think so. He's no slouch in the comics industry, as they say.
This guy's a genius. He was like a doctor, and he could have been a doctor too. You know he has a medical degree? or could have been. I mean, forget, Jim Lee was going to be successful, whatever Jim Lee wanted to do. Jim Lee is like, Jim Lee's on another level. I aspire to be a Jim Lee. You know what I mean?
Excellent.
He's amazing. Yeah. He's like Jay-Z and Jim Lee. I just have the wrong phonetics.
I'd love to see those two. I'd love to see those two
Let's
hang
make
out.
it happen.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen.
And Ortega.
Which one?
Joshua Ortega.
Oh, yeah.
It's not working. We'll move on.
I like it, though. That was good, though. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was good. You're right. I hear you.
So I know, obviously, talk about the Gears movie. You have anyone in mind who you think of for casting instantly? Because you know you have to play those games.
I know.
Of, like, who would be...
That's video games' big question right now. I do feel Gears is well poised to be one of the first games that could translate really, like Resident Evil, it seems like has done a really good job. I haven't seen them admittedly,
right?
But it seems like, you know, they're doing a good job for what they're doing. But mostly, no one's done the Iron Man, the Blade, the Spider-Man, the Dark Knight of video games.
Right.
No one's done it yet. I'm not punking Resident Evil, but
no.
But I'm just saying, it seems like it hasn't been that critically acclaimed Oscar-nominated one yet. Heath Ledger brought it to Oscar.
Yeah.
Right? And Nolan and everybody. That is just legendary pictures. Everybody did an amazing job with that. Now, we're going to have to see. With casting, how do you pull off a video game movie? Because we're used to voice actors, right? Marcus Phoenix, Dom, take left.
Yeah.
Dom, take right. You kind of want to hear that, and I do a terrible Marcus, but you just get the picture.
Right. And
so how do we translate that? That's part of what's hard. Fans don't hear the right voice. It's like doing a live-action Bugs Bunny cartoon. If it don't sound like Mel Blanc, it can be difficult.
It's a little weird, right?
So we're in this kind of, we'll see. I don't have the answers, by the way. I'm just thinking about, I'm excited to see what happens, but we'll have to see.
Right. And while the voice actor for Marcus...
Oh, John DiMaggio. Shout out. What up, John?
He could also be like just a tiny little dude.
You know he does Bender?
Oh,
the same guy who does Bender does Marcus Phoenix. You should hear him do the Bender Marcus Phoenix routine.
I'm going to have to listen for that.
Oh, my God.
I'm a
They're
fan
owned
of
by
both.
different companies, so you have to go in person to hear it.
Yeah.
Come to the show like San Diego, you know, and you'll hear him do it.
Like, Ortega said you do this.
You do it.
Go.
Do it. You can use my name.
Yeah.
Because it might actually get him. He'll be like, oh, Ortega did it. Okay.
He's so mad.
He's awesome. John is cool. You could approach him.
Excellent. So, okay, we've got the Gears world. What's next? Is there anything else? Do you have time for anything else? I mean, I know married man, kids.
I just got out. Yeah. I just got back from North Carolina with Epic, just working on Gears 3 stuff. More to be told later, of course. Brilliant, though. Man, Epic Games, I gotta say, those guys are just amazing to work with. It's really a flattering thing to be able to work with people that talented. It's like working with Frazetta, you know. I mean, I got to work with the Frazetta comics. Amazing, man. I mean, when you get to work with people that much, I don't want to say that much better than you, but are better than you. When people who teach you things, it's an amazing thing.
Excellent. And if people want to find you, get a hold of you on the web, what's the best way of doing it?
JoshuaOrtega.com, just like my name. Now, fact or fiction? What? Okay,
fiction.
Let's do one. Pick one.
After college, he worked for the Los Angeles-based Herb magazine.
That's true. Yeah, that's true, actually, yeah. And then later the hip-hop magazine.
So from hip-hop
to Drake's in Gears 3, you know, Drake.
Yeah.
I used to work
Drake is
in
not
hip-hop.
small in the music business at all.
Jace is the character, right, in the Gears comic, and then anyways, we all know each other. It's beautiful, right?
I think that's great.
It's beautiful. Hip-hop, video games, pop culture. It's mashup culture.
It goes well together.
Yep.
I definitely think it goes well together. Let's see what else we got in here. Dun, dun, dun.
I know, because I always try to keep watch on everything, too. You know what I'm saying? I'm teasing you. This guy's outfit is rocking, though.
My girlfriend dresses me, that's all it is.
That's a good color.
Yeah.
Rock on, sister.
Let's see, some Star Wars connections, Star Wars comics?
Yeah. That's another blessing, fortunate thing I was able to do was, I was able to work on Knights of the Old Republic and kind of help bridge the gap between the comics. A lot of people don't know, Knights of the Old Republic video game and the upcoming Old Republic game, that era was pioneered by Dark Horse Comics in the 90s with Tales of the Jedi.
Right.
BioWare came on and then bridged them.
Awesome.
I know it is.
And how did you get connected to that? Like, because being like you grew up loving Star Wars. I grew up loving Star Wars.
The best movie ever. First movie I ever saw. First movie I ever saw.
Nice.
Oh, and my kids love the Clone Wars. George Lucas is a genius, despite what anyone says.
How you feel about the Clone Wars?
They're awesome. Everything George does is awesome. He's a genius. Even the Phantom Menace, watch it through the eyes of a child.
Okay.
And you will love it.
Okay.
It's for children.
Sure.
It's not for old jaded people.
No, it's not.
Old jaded fans aren't going to like it like children do. Why do you think the Clone Wars are so popular? You know, I just laugh at that one because I'm like, till I had children and saw it through the eyes of a child, I didn't understand it. And I was like, God, this guy, how deeper can George Lucas get?
Right.
Both me and my children quote him. Wow.
That's got to be a great connection.
It is.
Yeah.
The guy's a genius.
Yeah.
I mean, if all of us could be that great, the world would be a better place.
Awesome.
Quote me on that one.
Done deal. Done deal. Thank you so much for coming by today. It's been awesome.
It's been great, brother.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Take care. Backroom Comics Podcast, Jet City Comics Show.
Gears 3.